Portland gained national attention this week when the head of Homeland Security toured the vandalized federal courthouse, saying the city of Portland has been under siege for more than 47 days by a violent mob. But what does downtown Portland look like as a whole right now? Fox 12's Sarah Hurwitz took a tour to see for herself and to talk with locals about what they think of their city now, and she joins us live with the story. Sarah?
Well, hey, Pete, downtown Portland does look a lot different overall right now, but not every place is vandalized or damaged. And the people that we spoke with, they have mixed views on how the city looks right now and where we go from here. Graffiti, boarded up windows, and people checking it all out in downtown Portland. We start outside the federal courthouse, which has gained national attention within the last couple of days as the Secretary of Homeland Security did make his way to Portland. We can't show you a lot of the building because there are a lot of expletives. It is covered in graffiti and a lot of it has not been cleaned up. But in contrast, if you walk over here and take a look at the Justice Center, which has also been the center of a lot of protests, it has been cleaned up. You don't see a lot of the graffiti on the building. A lot of the windows are boarded up, as well as the front of the building. Near the federal courthouse, we caught up with Connor, a veteran who lives in Portland and says the way that people have described downtown Portland is exaggerated.
One of my biggest complaints is I see people on Twitter and all over comparing this to a war zone. I have been in war zones. This is not it. This is people expressing their First Amendment right, a right that I served for. It's 2 blocks. People are keeping it localized to the Justice Center and the Hatfield Courthouse. They're not trashing all of downtown. They're not looting. They're not rioting. That was one night of some bad people, and everybody's all like, "Oh, don't judge all cops by a few bad cops. Don't judge all protesters by a few people that broke a few things."
But for business owners like Frank Basileri, an insurance agent who's been working downtown for 40 plus years, he says Portland is just not the same.
And it's become much more difficult. I know there's a fair amount of people that won't come downtown that used to. The vibrance is gone. The city is not the way that it used to be, obviously.
And from what we saw, many businesses around Pioneer Square are boarded up. The square itself didn't appear to be vandalized, and there is graffiti on some buildings, but not everywhere. Well, the area around Pioneer Place was also hit hard during protests, but if you take a look around me now, it's just become a work of art. The Apple Store here across the street, just covered in Black Lives Matter murals. And then Pioneer Place, which is also boarded up, is also full of paintings and murals. And artists right here have taken to the streets to express themselves during this time. Rufus Williams was out selling Black Lives Matter t-shirts by Pioneer Place. He's not from Portland, but he says he comes here often, and he had some reflections on Portland's current climate.
I look at it good and bad. The reason why I say good and bad because the bad part is it took a tragedy to get to that point. The good part is somebody got some pretty good artwork. Somebody got some skills.
And overall, as you saw there, we got mixed reviews from people about how the city looks right now. You know, business owners also told me, though, it's not just the vandalism, but it's the violence and it's concerns about their safety that's keeping them from coming back downtown. Reporting live here in downtown, Sarah Hurwitz, Fox 12 Oregon.